Hello, my good friends. It is so lovely to see you back on Yoga with Paige. This week we are going through our yoga work week. So with that, I wanted to definitely make sure that we had a video discussing what happens to our bodies, like what is actually happening to all of this as we are sitting in this position, the sedentary still position for 6, 8, 10 hours every day, and why you should be adding either yoga, physical stretches, even just 5 or 10 minutes, or a little bit of mindfulness meditation into your workday. How it will benefit you as your own unique human being, how it will benefit your overall health, and also how it will make you a more effective and productive member of your corporate world. So here we go. Let's dive in. This is the only portion of this video that I will be sitting in this chair because I am just sick of sitting in this chair. And I'm actually going to show you something else that I use instead of this chair. Even though this is an ergonomic chair, it's supposed to help with the armrests and everything, I still just completely hate it. But first things first, what is happening to our bodies when we are sitting like this for so freaking long? So one of the major areas that gets tightened as we shorten it is our hip flexors or our psoas. So it is the muscle right here that runs on the front of the leg. And as you can imagine, when we're sitting in this position all day long for multiple hours at a time without getting up or moving or stretching it out, all it does is sit here in this compressed state. So we are in effect shortening our hip flexor muscle. When we're standing, walking around, our bodies are made to move, people. They're made to move. So as we're standing, walking around, its natural state is lengthened. It's long. Your leg is extended out. You're walking around. Everything is nice and long. So if we sit here and it's bent, it gets weak and weak and weak. We're not using it. It is compressed. It's shortened. And this leads to problems in your hip joints. Everything is all connected. So as we're compressing the front of the thigh, we are also compressing the spine, especially if you have poor posture. And if you have poor posture, you probably know you have poor posture. I danced for a long time, so I considered myself to be having good posture. But I was recently told that I have been starting, I think it's from sitting here doing some editing and things on my computer, I have started to hunch over myself as well. You are not alone if you have poor posture. Even people that look like they have really nice posture, they probably don't do it 100% of the time either. So don't get down on yourself. Don't judge yourself. We all do it. Now I have to consciously tell myself to sit up and bring my shoulders back. I had a sports masseuse a couple months ago that said that I was actually developing a slight hump in the middle of my back on my right side of my spine, and she thinks it was because I was hunching my shoulders, and it tends to pull on those muscles. As you strain it, it pulls on different areas because your body tries to naturally compensate itself. So as we're straining one muscle, we're in effect straining another one that's trying to compensate for the one that's already being hurt. Like your body is always trying to help you feel better. So sweet. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So as we are sitting here, if we have poor posture, the spine is getting compressed. If we're slouching over, not even just from the upper back, but from the entire spine, everything is getting compressed. And this starts to radiate. If it starts from the upper neck, it radiates down to the lower back. If it begins in the lower back, it eventually makes its way up to the neck. It's all connected. So this is why these practices, especially twists and poses where we find a lot of length, to help us reverse this slouch of hunching over all day, because everything is all connected, and it will really help you. I'm getting really excited. Will really help you relieve some of this pain that we feel from sitting and being so sedentary. We're not meant to be so sedentary. I do have one thing to say about the ergonomic chairs that I mentioned. If you can have one where your feet lie flat on the ground as you sit, you want your thighs parallel to the ground, and you want arm rests if you can have them, where you can rest your arms. If you have a lower back support, like this one kind of moves, so you can move it depending on how far back. Like I think this one is kind of a little bit too long. My knees are too long for it, which is why I'll show you my next tip. But we want an ergonomic chair like this if possible. And I also want to mention your keyboard height. Your keyboard setup may be affecting you more than you had ever believed. So that's why they have these little pads here, because you're supposed to be resting your wrists. But if you don't have a little pad here and say you just have the keyboard, if you're floating your wrists like this the entire time that you are typing, you're putting a lot of strain on your wrists, and you may be lengthening or shortening, compressing, decompressing the wrong or right muscles in your wrists. So we want to be able to kind of lay them down and have this nice keyboard height. Now, if your keyboard, say your desk, really, not your keyboard, but if your desk is too high, even if your wrists are resting on something, it'll still be kind of like this, and that's not good for your wrists either. And neither is too low. So we want like Goldilocks. We want to find that happy medium. But I did want to mention the keyboard. I know I remember my mom saying this even 10 years ago. She's always worked in an office. And she mentioned her keyboard, her wrists would start to hurt because her keyboard setup was not correct in one of her jobs. And she really had to fight to get a good setup that didn't cause her pain. So fight for your good setups, people. It really makes a difference in your life. So if we have poor posture, I'm going to scoot so you can kind of see me. If we have poor posture and we're kind of slouching a little bit, we are arching our neck a little bit too much. So we want to have a nice neutral spine in a perfect world. But if we have poor posture, we're arching our neck, which then starts to curve the upper back, which connects to the trapezius, which is right where you get those knots in your back and your upper back right here, your upper shoulders. It connects to this muscle right here. This is your trapezius, which connects your neck to your shoulder. So it starts to stem outward, and then it starts to travel down the spine, and your spine starts to arch itself as it's trying to hold your neck up. It starts to strain. You can start to build bulge discs in between your vertebra here, which are a lot of source of chronic pain. And it continues to travel down to your lower back because it's trying to compensate for the overarching of your neck. So it starts from here and it starts to just arch all the way down until your lower back is getting the brunt of the strain. You're placing all of your upper body weight on lower back. It really is a chain reaction. It has nowhere else to travel down because now we're kind of cut off here at the lower body. So everything, and your head weighs, I think it's like 8 to 10 pounds. So all of this is hitting your lower back, and it's no wonder your lower back hurts. So I will definitely help you to find ways to relieve that. But we also have to talk about the hips first. So this is the way that it goes kind of opposite. So we talked about from neck down, like top down process, and we're going to go from the bottom up. So our hips are a major part. You know, you're walking around all the time. Your hips take the weight of your body. So if they are getting weakened from prolonged sitting, they are not stable and sturdy and strong. So as you begin to walk, they kind of start to drop down as you take a step. And you may not notice that actual feeling as it's happening, but that's what's happening to your body. And as it starts to drop down, I think you can guess it, the rest of your body starts to try to compensate for your hips, which goes up right into your lower back. So again, your poor lower back is taking the strain from your weakened hip muscles, and your lower back is like, let me help you. Let me try to take on all of this extra weight, when that is not a good thing either, because now we're just displacing the pain and the strain in a different area of the body. which eventually starts to lead up the back, your lower back. You have the chronic pain, it starts to go all the way up the spine and will eventually end in the neck. So it's no wonder that poor posture and sitting for long periods of time hurts. It hurts everybody. I know I feel it when I'm sitting here for even just an hour or two, which is why frequent breaks are so good, which is why I'm going to show you this tip right now that I use, and then we will get into the benefits of adding some yoga into your corporate days. So my little tip for you, if this is accessible or perfect if you work from home, which is where I obviously do it, we are going to chuck this guy away and bring out the big guns, okay? I use this a lot when I'm sitting, and I know this is not the proper height for my desk. My desk is a little low, so if you have one of those desks that move up and down, beautiful chef's kiss. So then we can really sit here, and I actually do use this and type, and it actually forces you, in addition to it just being kind of fun, it forces you to sit up a little bit straighter and kind of correct your posture on your own. It gives you more accessibility than a chair, and you can also kind of just move side to side and wiggle around on it as you work to not be sitting in such a still position. So that was a little tip, a little extra bonus. Okay, I'm sitting on the floor because, like I said, I can't stand that chair anymore right now. So now we are going to go through the top 10, in my opinion, benefits of adding these yoga practices into your corporate life. And a quick little disclaimer, I'm not saying you need to practice yoga in your office every single day for your whole entire lunch hour. I'm saying if you choose to add some mindfulness meditation or a few stretches 1 to twice a week, 5 to 10 minutes, you will notice an improvement in your mental and physical health and work productivity. So the first one, obviously, is what we just talked about, the reversal of the hunched over posture. So physical yoga, these stretches, the twists, the lengthening, helps to open the front body, open up and stretch out the tight hips, the tight spine, and the upper back. And these benefits to the back are a lot of times why people start their yoga practice in general. Yoga really helps to decompress all of the spine and the back, which is a lot of people's source of chronic pain. The second one is a reduction in stress. Obviously, we've probably heard that a lot of times yoga practices can help you reduce stress. There have been many studies done to prove this as a scientific fact. It actually does reduce your stress hormone, cortisol, and can play a major part in you feeling more calm in your work environment, in your atmosphere, and just in your daily life. A big one is some of these just quick little stretches or 5 minutes of mindfulness can increase your energy. Especially, this is great if you're doing it at lunchtime to kind of, sometimes you get those like midday slumps and you need a little boost of energy. Skip that cup of coffee and try a 5-minute guided meditation instead. So being so sedentary really hurts your blood circulation. It does not help your body to circulate everything when we're just stuck in one position. But finding a few stretches or even just finding breath awareness helps to recirculate the blood and help increase your energy levels, because when our blood is not circulating, we're not getting blood up to the brain, and this causes some feelings of fatigue and lower energy. Also, yoga has been shown to help promote better sleep. So if you're getting better sleep at night, then you will have more energy the next day if you're feeling a little bit more well rested. And when we're talking about recirculating the blood, this helps with a number 4 benefit of bettering your immunity function. So by recirculating the blood, you allow more blood to get to your brain, more blood to get to all of your organs, which is really kind of the whole body approach that yoga embodies. Say, unlike strength training where we focus on one body part or muscle group or one activity, yoga is breath, it is movement, it is mental, It's kind of a full body approach, and all of these things circulate to all of your organs. You are actually getting more oxygen by taking deeper breaths, more oxygen by moving everything around. You are getting more blood to all of your organs, which goes down to the tissue and cellular level and helps you boost your immune function by stimulating the lymphatic system, which reduces the toxins in your body, kind of helps you eliminate all of these things, flush them out. By practicing mindfulness or meditation, especially as your yoga practice, you will be effectively helping to focus yourself. You are decluttering your mind, kind of emptying away all of those stressors that accumulate from your workload. By relaxing a little bit, calming down your nervous system, you improve your sense of concentration, your alertness, your focus, really helping you to work more efficiently and effectively throughout the day. You are less stressed out, and it's always easier to work from a place of calm than a place of anxiety and overwhelm. So mindfulness will really, really help, especially if you have a really kind of stressful, chaotic work environment. I have never worked in the corporate world, so I don't really know what kinds of jobs these would be, like the super, super demanding, like, I don't know, I just imagine people like yelling all the time, like phones ringing off the hook, just being really overstimulated. So I believe that mindfulness, if you have a job that kind of sounds like your job, I believe that mindfulness might help you maybe more than the physical stretches, but I do recommend trying some of both. Another benefit is improving your breathing. So as we find breath awareness and we learn to breathe a little bit more deeply and fully, you are sending more oxygen to the brain, which means more energy, which means more focus, which means more productivity. It is a good snowball effect. More oxygen is good for everything. Yoga practices can help you increase creativity as well. As your concentration and focus increases, so does your creativity kind of naturally. So as we go through these yoga practices and you tune more into yourself, you become more aware of your inner workings, your inner emotions, you become a little bit more balanced and harmonized, you will feel more safe to kind of find this creative expression, but it will come naturally. Once you are in tune more with your emotions, with your softer, that feminine energy side, the yin side, you will naturally find more inspiration in day-to-day things. You might even find innovative solutions to things that you were only looking at from a very logical, in-the-box perspective before. Another great way that yoga benefits you directly in the corporate workplace is through digestion. But I do recommend, if you are doing some of these practices on your lunch hour, like I have them here on this channel, avoid doing these practices after you eat. Not before. You want to do them before you eat, because yoga right after meals is no bueno, no good, no good. We want to aid your digestion, and if you're full, that is just, honestly, is gonna make you run to the bathroom. But we all know that these corporate places, a lot of them provide you with snacks, sure, but they're very, very unhealthy ones, or they have cafeterias that don't have the best lunch options. So you're fueling your body with unhealthy foods all day long, and then in conjunction with that, you're adding in barely any movement. So both of these things together create the perfect opportunity for indigestion, heartburn, all of those things, and yoga has a solution. We have nice twists. We have big breaths. We have expansion in the body, allowing things and really helping to squeeze your organs. As we twist and move, your internal organs are getting massaged out, and you will probably literally feel the difference after just a few minutes. And as we aid in our digestion, this helps to boost our metabolism and increase our energy as well. And when you feel more healthy, when you're not focusing on how badly your stomach hurts or how everything's grumbling down there, you feel a little better, you can concentrate more on your work and get things done more efficiently. So our second to last benefit I wanted to share with you is less irritability and aggression. So when we have a calm and relaxed mind, when we feel this sense of calm in our inner being, we are less likely to react to any stimulus that may kind of trigger us or make us angry. We are effectively training our minds to react to everything in the world from this innate sense of inner peace and calm. You will stay less stressed and have a more positive outlook on life just in general, which definitely translates to the work world, especially if you're in a corporate place with all this overwhelm. And if you are less stressed, I'm sure you will be less likely to kind of butt heads with your coworkers, and it makes for a more harmonious work environment, a place where you feel that you can do your best work and put your best foot forward and produce your best product. So it all goes hand in hand. Mind-body connection, it's all blended together. So that leads me to my very last benefit that I wanted to share with you, which is increased productivity, which is kind of just a culmination of all of these benefits I shared with you before. As we practice yoga and as our practice deepens, even quick little practices, they don't have to be super long. I'm going to ingrain this in your head. They don't have to be really, really, really long. But as we deepen our practice and we come to a better understanding of ourselves and our inner workings, we find so much more presence in our day. And this presence translates to productivity in the fact that when you're in the present moment, when you are rooted in the now, you are more alert, you're more focused, you're more attentive, you're not thinking about other things, whichever way, past, future, but you are in the here, in the now, allowing you to really focus on your goals and make whatever you need to happen, especially as we help to decrease some of these pain and health problems that we've been dealing with in our daily lives. We will be more productive in every which way. You will want to move more once you kind of navigate some of those pains that you've been dealing with. I mean, nobody wants to move through pain. So if we can help slowly eliminate pain and the health problems that you might be suffering with, you will find yourself wanting to do more things, be more productive, be more creative, have more fun. You will be in a better mood, and all around your physical and mental health will improve vastly. With all of this information, I'm sure I have convinced you to at least try a 5-minute mindfulness meditation like this one here, or a 20-minute physical at your desk. You don't even have to leave your chair. Yoga practice like these, and just see how it goes. Just try it. Because I really, really do believe that this will help make your life so much better. Not even just in the workplace, but it will carry on to your home life, all of your relationships, especially your relationship to self. I hope these were helpful, and I would love to hear any experience you've had with yoga in the workplace, especially if your corporation is one of those cool ones that adds in like yoga practices, has people coming in and teaching, or I know some people have a gym in their corporate workplace where you can go for your lunch break or things like that. I think that is amazing, and I want to see more of this approach to combine health, fitness, just a healthy lifestyle to make you feel better. So now that I have effectively talked your ear off, I will let you go, and I look forward to the next time we see each other. Thank you for tuning in to Yoga with Paige today. And if you're interested in some of our practices that I have on my channel for office desk yoga, I will put a ton of links in the description here so you can check those out and start to feel good. Be on your way to being a healthier, happier you.